Folks, we're going to make a rope today. I've got a new yarn spinner, and so we're going to use the rope off the yarn spinner and see how that does. We're outside again with the new machine that we just made, and one of the neat types of ropes we're going to start trying to make is some of the Scotland clans. So we did, my mother's side, we have the Campbell clan, and I made that rope yesterday. I'll show that to you here in a little bit here, but today I like this gold color for Macleod, so we're going to try to make this Macleod color. So there's a lot of yellow in the bottom right square, and there's yellow and black, and then there's a lot of black with a little yellow, and there's a red through the middle. So I'm going to kind of split that into the 3 hooks here. So I know I need a lot of black on one, and I know I need a lot of yellow on one. So this is why they call this thing a rope walk. I'm going to grab my strands here. I'm going to use this hook just to tie them off on my starter hook. I'm going to go for a walk here. So I'm going to split these. I know I need a lot of yellow on one, a lot of black on the other. So we'll go back and forth here. And we put 8 strands, so there's 2. There's 4. So here's 6. Okay, now these last 2 strands, they're still a mix of colors. In the all black one, there's still some yellow. But in all the yellow one, there's only red. So I'm not going to put any black on that one, but then there's a mix. Okay. Oh, I put that hook on the wrong one. Sorry, we'll fix that up. Okay. Now this one here has both black and yellow, and then a red. Okay. So that's going to put us even there. And that came out of those cakes pretty nice. One of the troubles that we have using yarn is the skeins that they come in. As the yarn comes out of the center, it gets squashed flat, and then knots will come out. I think you saw that in one of our other videos. We started and the whole thing just clumped out and got tied up in a knot. Alright, so now we need some red. And if you look at the Macleod tartan, one of the squares is yellow and black, yellow and red, and black, yellow, and red. So I'm going to put a yellow on this one, and a yellow on this one. And I think that'll do it there, folks. That's good color set up there. And all I'm doing on this end is just a double half hitch. Give you a little tour a little bit closer here. So on this end, we've got those yarn bundles wrapped up into yarn cakes. And then on this end, I'm just doing just a double half hitch just to keep it on the hook. And then they come down here and you can see those separating out into those colors. And then we use the donkey, the top or the separator. As we come down further, we'll slide those individual yarns to keep them apart while they're twisting. There we go. You can see it's already kind of a little bit twisted when I ran it. That's okay. That's what the top is all for. See how they're nice and straight now? Separated all the way down by the hook. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go grab some assistance because it's gonna need one more person here to wind this up. Yep. So I'll grab my tartan sheet here. Lots of gold and black and a little bit of red. So there you folks is our Clan Macleod rope. Maybe I'll do a little bit less red, maybe a little more black.
Which one is it?
Clan Macleod.
This
yellow and black.
Yellow one? Yeah.
Yep, or maybe I did a little too much red.
This one right here, I think.
Clan Macleod.
Should be it.
Yep. There we are. So we'll do another clan tomorrow and give it another try. So folks, I got this new yarn winder today. I've been having lots of fun. We're going to make a rope with some of the yarns, and I don't know why I got it this afternoon, and they call them cakes, yarn cakes. So here's the rope that we're going to make. This is the Scottish clans. We're going to try to make some of those. This one is the Macleod clan. I think I need a little bit less red to make the yellow and black a little bit more prominent. So I'll try that again. And then here's the one I did yesterday, which is the Clan Campbell. There's the blue, green, black, white, and yellow Clan Campbell. So we're going to be doing different clan ropes. But I wanted to share this yarn twister yarn cake maker with you, because I am having a blast with it. Okay. Get you guys be able to get a good view on it. I got it from Amazon. I think it's from China. Everything's from China. There's some Chinese symbols on there. It was pretty easy to put together. There's just 2 screws for these arms here, and then a screw for this front plate, and this bottom one just sits here on the ground on the table, and this green piece has a little thumb screw. And then when you spin this, the plastic piece spins one direction slowly, and these arms spin to wrap up your yarn to make a cake. So we just wrap it around this guy first, and we go to one of these. Now their instructions show just to put this yarn through the center once, but this tail ends up falling into the work. So what I do, which has been really helpful, is I just flip it back just like that, and then I hold this with my hand as it's coming out of the skein, just to give it a little constant tension. And then the fun begins. So the problem that we have using the skeins when we're doing the ropes is they'll collapse onto themselves with the weight, and then chunks will come out and we'll get knots in it. And that really slows down our timing, where we have to go and undo the knots. We've spent more time undoing knots than it takes to make a rope. So we've tried this technique just a moment ago. I'll show you the rope here. And when I walked it out and hung it up, it comes right out the center here, and it keeps its form really well. It's not going to fall to pieces. Now we talked about mechanical advantage on the rope machine. Every turn spins a 4-to-1. See, this little knot right here would have got us all caught up. So this spinner, you can buy yarn spinners that are just 1-to-1, and this arm is missing. You just have this guy, and when this spins, this whole thing spins, and it just loops up one at a time. This guy is the time saver. Every time I spin this around one time, let's test it here. So there we go. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got about 4.5 turns. Every time I turn the handle once, I have about 4.5 spins on the yarn. And this is the jumbo one. There are some smaller ones that'll hold 8 ounces and 6 ounces. This one specifically says it can do up to 18 ounces. I tried 18 ounces and I didn't get all the way because these arms started bumping into the yarn. I got about 14, 15 ounces. I could probably adjust that to make it fit bigger. But this is more than sufficient for these little skeins. And it's extremely satisfying. I don't know about you guys, but I am enjoying this. And see, right here's the other problem. When we get to the end of the skein, it likes to wrap and go inside out. And as soon as that does that, it makes it really difficult to use all the way to the end. So what I do is just pull it apart and throw it on the ground while I'm doing it. A lot of times if I can hold it with one hand, then I don't have that big of a problem. Or I just cut it and just throw this little part away. But this knot part is what I'm trying to get away from. There we go. See right here, if I hold it just like this during these last little bits, I can get all the way to the end. I like to use it all. Come on, buddy. There we go. And then I go back to holding this guy. And that's it. I just go all the way through there. Take the tail here, just kind of wrap it around. And this is satisfying here too. So I take that top part right here and you just slide it right off the top. And so now when you go to pull it off, if you're doing knitting or crocheting, but for the rope making, I just pull this yarn right out of the center and the outer cake stays in one piece. And it comes out really well as we're running that rope. So I wanted to introduce this machine and show you what it can do. I've loved it. I've spun, let's see here, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15 cakes here. And that quick is all it takes. Very fascinating, very fulfilling for me on spinning. So I'm going to just get more rope and spin some more.